In the world of gaming, there is no discrimination. If you're a true gamer, that is. Whether you play on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever the console, we still have one passion in common: video games. Even mobile gamers are to be considered gamers now that phones are being made with incredible 144Hz refresh rates, dual and even quad core processors, not to mention that the amount of RAM in some phones exceeds that of your typical entry-level computer. That is why we bring you yet another mobile gaming list. On today's episode of Gamer Jooce, we bring to you our very first list of the best mobile strategy games. Before we get into the video, however, we just want to say that we are always looking to improve our content in any way possible. Whatever criticism you may have for us, please be sure to leave it down in the comment section. Lastly, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. With that being said, let's get right on into the video. First up, at number 5, Road to Valor. If you've ever played Clash Royale before, you may notice a number of similarities. For instance, you have different types of troops you are not only to unlock, but also level up. You do have a limited selection when it comes to the number of troops you can choose to take into battle, and of course the game does offer optional in-app purchases. Lastly, on the similarities, the objectives are even the same: destroy the enemy towers. However, the game isn't just a quick copy paste and redesign of Clash Royale. At least, that's not how I felt while playing the game. Road to Valor feels more like a realistic strategy game and much less of a fantasy, which I in fact appreciated. You don't have flying dragons, giants, or wizards, but instead you have units from modern era warfare, such as tanks, infantry platoons, snipers, and the US even has paratroopers and rangers as a selection. Overall, this is a great strategy game and I was quickly able to find a match. However, I do feel like the UI could use a bit of work to make it look less generic. Number 4, the Bonfire. On the surface, the game looks very simple. You start off as a lone wolf and the only task you have at hand is to gather wood in order to make a campfire. However, as the game progresses, so does the complexity, leaving you to make critical decisions for yourself and the village you're basically creating. You will need to make sure your villagers are fed and protected because they're the ones that will be leading to the advancement of your village through their work. Though, the free version of the game only allows you to play up to 7 days, 7 in-game days that is. If you want the full game, it's available for purchase for $3.99. I must admit, I purchased this game and got stuck on it for a while. It's always the simplicity of the games that make them addictive. Number 3, Age of Ottoman. Majority of the time when I play games through, I typically play through the tutorials to get the footage and a feel for the game. In Age of Ottoman, I did play a few battles and I could tell right away this game has an incredible potential to be a very meticulous and strategic game. There are different types of units, with different stats of course, and you can choose to either order them individually or groups at a time to take down your opponents. It's understandable that the first few missions are easy and somewhat slow paced in order for you to get a feel for the game. However, it's more difficult. After all, that is what we want from a strategy game, right? Though the game does have in-game ads after what seems to be each mission, but all in all things considered, this was a very fun mobile game that I'm likely to go back to. Number 2, Clash Royale. The list wouldn't be complete without this game now, would it? Clash Royale is a very popular game most, if not all, mobile gamers know about, so I'll keep this one very brief. This game is a very strategic and fast-paced game. You have different units, each costing a certain number of elixir to spawn in. Now, the most elixir you can have at a time is only 10, and it regenerates at a slow pace. That being said, you have to be very careful as to what units you place and where. For example, if you use all of your elixir to spawn in melee only ground units, the enemy can spawn in all flying units, wipe out your units, and their army will continue moving forward to your towers while your elixir is still regenerating. Very fun strategic game that I highly recommend and one that I still come back to even after a few years. Number 1, Boom Beach. This game was brought to us by the same creators as Clash Royale, so it may feel somewhat familiar. This game again is a game where you have the ability to choose and upgrade units in order to attack and destroy an enemy base. However, in Boom Beach, you also have to worry about building, upgrading, and defending your base. There are a lot of things going on within Boom Beach at once, but that's what makes a strategy game a strategy game. Alright gamers, that's going to wrap it up for today's list. If in fact you did forget, we want to remind you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. If there's anything we could have done better, please do not hesitate to leave it down in the comment section. We'll see you on the next video, and until then, enjoy the rest of the gameplay.
Let's go! Let's go! Yeah.